3, 2,
my
1.
God.
First we want to be, then we're artists. Let's Wanna Be Artist podcast. Welcome back to the Wanna Be Artist podcast.
After 3 failed attempts.
Hey, no one needs to know. I'm your host, Justin Choi, and I'm back with my regular co-host.
Joshua Choi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been a minute since we recorded something together.
Yeah. I've been slacking. My bad.
It is his bad. Blame him, guys. Yeah, we were talking about The Flashed. Yeah. And how about we just get straight to it? We have a bunch of movies that we have to catch up on.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start rolling them out. Joshua, do you want to introduce the first one?
Okay, yeah. First movie we'll be talking about is a Minecraft movie. The 2025 movie adaptation of the little indie game, Minecraft. I don't know if you've heard of it. And this movie is starring Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and other people whose names I don't have off the top of my head.
The lady from Peacemaker. And 2 children.
Yeah. So, this movie, what are our thoughts?
Oh boy, the cultural phenomenon of the year. What we will remember 2025 by.
Yes.
The Minecraft movie.
I mean, you couldn't escape freaking chicken jockey clips for honestly, a whole 2 months after this movie came out.
And the months preceding the movie too.
True, yeah. Honestly, if anything, this movie was kind of just a masterclass in internet marketing. There were already rankings of clips from this movie before it even came out.
Oh, the Jack Black lines?
Yeah, literally just based off the teasers, which is kind of crazy.
Well, I guess to summarize my thoughts, I would just say that this is maybe the most corporate and insufferable way a Minecraft movie could have turned out in this current year. When I imagined a Minecraft project, it was not like this, but I was not surprised by the product that we ended up receiving in the end. It's just a Jack Black vehicle for him to just say notable Minecraft shit, but in his Jack Black voice. And I think that's just baseline that summarizes my entire thoughts about this movie.
It's interesting that you say this feels very corporate, because I kind of disagree. I feel like this movie is...
Tell me.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's full of soul and personality, but to me, this movie kind of reads as just like a YouTuber shitpost, but with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as corporate as something what's a recent adaptation, the Uncharted.
Borderlands?
Or Borderlands, yeah, those type of movies. I feel like this movie kind of understands the audience. And
TikTok brain rot monkeys.
Okay, it has one joke, and it's Jack Black saying the name of different Minecraft items. And honestly, the joke works. We think back on it, and it's low-key funny as fuck. So, again, not funny as fuck, but it's low-key a bit humorous. I respect the movie for not going... I'm not going to say not going the easy way. I respect the movie for not going the conventional way,
This wasn't the easy way, just throwing in the most basic, generic kids movie plot, and then just throwing in memorable Minecraft memorabilia.
I don't know. There's just something about the energy to this movie that doesn't feel I can feel the passion a little bit. I can feel that the energy of maybe the writers got really high one day and just shit this out, but that was a really good experience for them. That energy is palpable as an audience member.
Interesting. Well, I'll just say that I think this is one of the most visually ugly movies you'll maybe ever see. I mean, from the first trailer, I could tell
I don't
that
know.
was
I
going to
feel
be a problem.
The movie though looked better than the first trailer. It looked better than I expected, but I think that's just because my expectations were so low from the bar that the first trailer set. But I don't know. I mean, obviously the visuals aren't good, but it was still a pleasant surprise that they weren't as bad as that.
I mean,
first
aside
trailer.
from just environments, the character designs, especially on the mobs, are just hideous. The villagers, gross. Like there's weird, like fleshy texture that just really gross me
It's
out
like
anytime
those
they're on screen.
Minecraft in real life videos from,
Yeah.
like, the early 2010s.
Like with those like funny montage music.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's not like Minecraft itself has, like, crazy lore, or it has, like I just don't really know what else I expected from a Minecraft movie.
I mean, dude, anytime I have this conversation with people, it's like, "Oh, what did you expect? Like an artistic masterpiece from Minecraft?" No, I don't. I just expect something that's true to the original property, but isn't just like feels like corporate schlop.
I don't know, but I just don't think this movie was ever meant to be good. Like, realistically, do you think we were gonna get, like, the artistically meaningful and deep Minecraft movie?
I didn't think we were gonna get like a soul piece from the Minecraft movie, but there's like I feel like a certain aesthetic and certain ambiance that could have been captured through this movie. Maybe that's crazy. I mean to say from Minecraft, but
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I much prefer this version. Like, I much prefer the Minecraft movie not being great, but being a fun time, rather than the Minecraft movie, trying to be emotionally resonant, but just failing. Because I feel like, that's kinda what the Super Mario movie felt to me.
mm,
Like, not that it was trying to be, like, a super deep story, but it, like you can see it trying to be a real movie, but it just doesn't connect. And that, to me, feels more corporate than, you know, them just putting in together a bunch of clips of Jack Black saying Minecraft items
I
and
think this
calling
is
it a
worse than
day.
the Mario movie.
Really?
Yeah. Can you tell me what moments for you were fun or emotionally resonant?
Okay, dude, the scene where, like, they're, like, building a house because they have to protect themselves from the night, like, that just felt very,
Mhm,
like honestly, I kinda like the action in this movie.
mhm.
Like, it just felt like very that felt the truest to Minecraft. Like, it just felt very, like, you could tell, like, they've played this game before, you know? Like, they've played these games before.
Mm.
Also, like, the scene with the water bucket was, like, a real laugh. Like, that was a genuine laugh for me.
I do remember chuckling at that, and also when he says, the slime block line is kinda
Yeah.
funny.
I don't know. I mean, it's like
But it's
in
like
the Super Mario movie, I'm just like, "Dude, like, okay, you're doing Mario things, but this doesn't feel like" I don't feel like the energy I get when I play a Mario game. I just feel like I'm watching, like, an animated, like, Illumination movie with Mario stuff instead of whatever, you know,
Mhm.
thing they usually have.
And I feel like I'm just watching a couple people just LARPing in front of a green screen, like, it never does
But there's
not feel
some
like
charm
that.
to that, you know? It's more authentic to me than, like, it
Mhm.
trying to be, like, just a generic action adventure kids movie, which it is in many ways, but
Yeah.
I appreciate when it's
And also that's the okay. Not like I feel like I'm sounding crazy, but not like I was expecting a super complex plot, but it went the generic adaptation route of, like, video games where they have, like, a child or, like, an other, or someone from the real world, like, stepping into the game,
mm,
and that part was just really annoying to me,
I guess,
especially
yeah.
since the children actors aren't that great.
But do you think a movie about, like, a grown adult named Steve would have been as compelled? Like, do you think that would have been better? Because I feel like, most people's vision of a Minecraft movie is, like, there's a guy, like a 20-something-year-old guy who's, like, a pretty normal dude named Steve, and he wakes up in this world, and he has to, like, do the shit, do the Minecraft shit. But I feel like the fact that we got Jack Black as, like, an unhinged version of Steve, and the fact that he's not the main character, he's kinda this, like I don't know how to describe it. He's like a creature in itself, you know? He doesn't feel grounded to the he doesn't have to play by the rules of the real world, you know? I feel like that's much more entertaining. That's much more of a fun time.
I mean, seeing as this is the final product we got, that sounds like a much more interesting thing. Like, someone who's very, like, straight edge, just being thrown into this world and experiencing all the, like, wacky hijinks of it would be more interesting.
I don't know, but I just like the fact that this movie, like, it feels like everyone knows it's really stupid and everyone knows, like, this isn't, like, a masterpiece, but they're just embracing that. They're just embracing and having fun with it, you know? I've never understood, like, the argument of, "Oh, you can't just have fun with the movie," but I feel like this is that movie where it's like
This is the movie that, like, broke the camel's back for you.
bro, because I was like, "Dude, this movie has one joke, and it's just sticking with it the whole time. Like that's low key baller as fuck, and I vibe with it. And it doesn't have the
Mm.
energy of like something like Borderlands or something like Super Mario, where it's like, at least for me, I didn't feel annoyed by this movie because every time it was veering in that direction to where it's going into like annoying territory, they immediately just like sort of shut it down. Like they speed run all of like, I guess, the emotional weight and the emotional scenes that a normal movie would have. They just like go right past it to get to like the stuff we're here for because, this movie just doesn't care.
Well, I'm just left with nothing after this experience. The fact that the meme marketing was, like, the biggest takeaway from the movie, I think kinda just says it all. Like, people knew this movie inside out before even going to see it, and it was just
Mhm.
basically going to see the movie was just like a confirmation, like, "Oh, yeah, it's in the movie. Oh, yeah, Minecraft thing's in the Minecraft movie."
But you can appreciate how when a movie can make, like an audience react like that. No
Um,
one's out here acting like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War are like the greatest movies of all time. But people like remember them fondly because of they were an event.
this is the wrong kind of event. This is the wrong kind of encouragement. Like, we saw this with the Minions movie. Both of these movies were gonna be, like, huge box office, like, monsters,
Mhm.
and the fact that millions of people are just going to see it for the meme is setting a bad precedent for studios.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like for every like Minions Rise of Gru we also get like a Barbenheimer, which contains one good movie. But you know, people are seeing good movies too and like are really hyped about it. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like I feel like you get the good with the bad.
I don't know. I got interviewed by one of my friends who writes for our school paper
Mhm.
because I'm still a theater worker, and
Mm.
so I firsthand experienced the Minecraft movie event in real time,
Yeah.
and he asked me, like, what are my opinions on this, and is this what the landscape of, like, movies needs right now? And I
Mhm.
said, like, absolutely not, especially when it's encouraging destructive behavior in the theaters.
Oh, yeah, maybe I went a little too far with this one.
Yeah, and it's like, to what I said earlier, it hones back to that, like, a movie that was already gonna be so successful,
Mhm.
like, it didn't need this extra phenomenon side to it.
True. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and, like, defend the Minecraft movie like it's a masterpiece, but, I had a good time with it, and I don't think it's, like I just didn't feel the same energy that I feel from, like, animated kids movies that are just, like, schlock.
That's interesting because I see no difference between this or the Mario movie or many of those kinda
Really.
Disney movies or just corporate schlop that we get.
Okay, but the thing is like, there's a layer to this movie that's, like so, like, the Mario movie, like, the whole appeal is, like, "Oh, they're doing Mario stuff." It's, like, for people to, like, fucking, like, PogChamp at their,
Mm,
like, laptop
but
screens.
is that not
But,
what's
like
happening here?
yeah, that's what's happening here, but that's
But
also the joke. So it's kinda like a deconstruction of that viewing experience too.
it has the same goal, though, they're just a little more silly with it in this one.
They're self-aware, so that makes it okay.
No.
Okay. I mean, to each their own.
Okay. I guess that's where we kinda diverge, like, there's
Mhm.
no really like, he had a good time with it, I did not.
Yeah.
I will say, the second time I watched this movie, my friend and I retrieved a copy of this movie through undisclosed means, um, to see it, and it was an unfinished cut, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
watching it that way was hilarious,
Yeah.
but seeing this movie sober and in a theater
Hey, man,
was
I was
insufferable.
sober. I was just high on life. I had a great time with this.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great movie, though. It's
He finally breaks.
No,
The
I
act is
never said
over.
it was a great movie. I'm just saying, you can't compare it to, like, like Minions Rise of Gru. Like, that was an event, but, like, when I went to watch the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is just shit." People are just like, it's like watching, like, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, it's not about the content, it's about saying that you've watched the content and discussing the
Being a part
content.
of the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah. Dude, what is there anything else to say about
No,
this
I don't
movie?
have anything else to say. I mean, there's not. I don't even remember like anything of the plot. I just remember how I felt.
Like, honestly, as corporate as it does feel, the subplot with Jennifer Coolidge, like, dating a villager,
Mhm.
it's, like, kinda funny to me. Like, I'd
Really?
I'd rather see a movie
Bro,
about
that's the
that.
part you liked? That was, like, my least favorite part, bro.
Dude,
Ev
'cause anything in the actual Minecraft world, I just, like
What's cool, dude? They're
it's
doing
just, like,
Minecraft shit.
overstimulating nonsense.
But the villager dating side plot was
It
what
like,
got
at
you?
least that's something wacky and, like, bizarre that's happening, and they're using Minecraft.
I don't understand you.
I don't know what else I can say. They're at least taking the property of Minecraft and, like, branching out from just the most obvious things you'll ever do.
Bro, but that just felt so, like, random equals funny. And it's like the whole joke is that it's Jennifer Coolidge, and I feel like, I'm not trying to diss her, but, like, that's just overplayed at this point. It's like
Okay, honestly, the fact that we got so little of it is probably why it's more positive in
Mhm,
my mind. Because Jack Black after the introduction, you
mhm.
get the gist. You get the butt of the joke,
True.
and it's just that for the rest of the movie.
But they do it in different ways, you know? They keep it fresh.
Do they?
They did for me.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you have a different perspective too, because you actually had to clean up theaters after that.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad incorporating that into my reaction to this movie because movies are based on emotion and your
Mhm,
emotional response,
mhm, in your
and that is in
experience.
tangent with my viewing of this movie.
True. You know what? That's valid. I understand that perspective. Well, I don't understand that perspective, but I can get behind that being your reasoning,
Yeah,
you know? Okay. I mean, I feel like that's all I have to say about Minecraft.
yeah. Let's do
Like,
ratings.
okay.
I'm gonna give this one a very nice 2 out of 10.
2, bro. I'll give this one a nice 5 out of 10. I think 5 out of 10 is, like, my default rating for, like, movies that, like, are bad, but, like, I had a great time with them. Like Ma. Ma is a movie that's one of those 5 out of 10.
I mean, the experience of watching the unfinished cut, which I will not say how I retrieved, was like I'd say like a 10 out of 10.
I gotta check that out one day,
Oh, they're floating out there somewhere, which you can totally retrieve
legally
legally.
and morally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely moral. Anyway, moving on. Next movie we're talking about,
Mm.
we have the second cultural phenomenon of the year,
Oh, you're right.
cinematically, is Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, and this is his 4th feature, I believe. I
Yeah.
should double check this. Coming off of the second Black Panther,
Mm.
and this is, like, kind of a new direction for him. He's taking a more period piece horror, narrative,
Yeah.
and I thought this one was pretty great.
Yeah, it's a
What do
pretty
you
good
think?
movie. Um, I don't wanna sit here and defend the Minecraft movie whilst also, like, coming at this movie. No, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I just, this doesn't have anything to do with the movie, but just, like, the hype around this movie was very intense, I feel like. I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't feel, like my life was changed after I watched it, which isn't, like, a bad thing, obviously. It's not like, not a movie doesn't need to change your life to be great, but it's just based on my expectations from what people were saying about this movie. I think it's just a really solid horror movie.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I am not as high on this one as a lot of people seem to be.
Mhm.
I still think it's great. I really like that he was branching off in a new direction.
Yeah.
Just technically, it's very well presented, and I think Michael B. Jordan is great in the
Mhm.
lead role as Smoke and Stack.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like my issues kind of come in towards the end of the movie, but
Mm.
for that first I'd say like 2/3, I was like fully
Yeah.
engaged with this movie.
I think all, like, the music related stuff too was really good.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, the score for this movie is just great, the soundtrack.
the boy
And
Ludwig Göransson.
yeah. And dude, like, the scene where, like, you see, like, different time periods of music, like, creep into, like, their, what's it called? Their building. like their bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kinda like social club.
Yeah. Whatever you call the proper term is for it. But when that scene happened, I was like, "Damn, like, this is really, really sick." It was, like, a really creative honestly, like, one of the most creative things I've seen in a
Yeah.
film this whole year.
That's, like, the one glazed aspect of this movie that I'll fully ride the hype on,
Mhm.
like, that's one of the
Yeah.
best scenes this year in any movie,
Mhm.
and experiencing that in an IMAX on 70 millimeter was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
How did you watch this movie? Did you just watch it in a regular theater?
I don't remember. I think I did. Wait, did I?
Boo.
I could check my letterbox because I mark, when I see an IMAX. I'm pretty sure I did see this in a normal theater, and I also ate fucking the triple dipper from Chili's after.
Triple dipper.
Sorry, that was completely unrelated. I just had to share.
But yeah, what I was saying though,
I did watch this in
I
IMAX.
I really value what this movie sets up initially,
Mhm.
and I think that's its strongest part is the very grounded Western, um, music focus,
Mhm.
and my issues with this movie kinda come in, uh, by the final act where it
Yeah.
devolves into, like, a much more generic horror movie.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't think this movie is scary in the slightest,
Yeah.
and I think the horror aspect of it is the part that feels, like, very shoehorned in.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought a lot of the action scenes were pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, and I think there's a really good, like, sort of momentum that this movie kinda creates for itself
Mhm.
to where, like, when we get to that point, it feels very engaging. I feel like for me, like, thematically and, like, emotionally, I just didn't feel like, the dramatic aspects and the horror aspects really came together as well as I would have liked.
Yeah, for how subtle and kinda quiet the first, I'd say, hour of this movie is, it's a weird contrast to have this, like, vampire story come in.
Yeah. But I do appreciate the movie for taking its time
Yeah.
to establish the characters and make you actually, like, care about what's happening.
Yeah, I love that part of the movie, and I
Yeah.
feel like most people who are calling this movie a masterpiece aren't talking about the first hour.
Yeah.
It's everything from the iconic music scene to, like, the end of the movie.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just like, this is one of those movies where I feel like I kinda just don't fully get it, you know?
Mm,
Like, it's
just
just
the
that
hype of
this
it?
sorry, what?
The hype of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain movies where it's like people will consider it a masterpiece, and I can kinda see the angle, but for this, it's kinda just like, it's just a really solid movie, you know? Like, nothing more than that to me with some really good scenes.
Yeah, I would have much rather preferred them continuing what they were doing.
The more grounded story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can feel that, like, the writing is really good, that they know what they're doing. It's just kinda bringing together the 2
Mhm.
sort of sides of this movie.
I always think back to the final scene where he kinda gets, like, his revenge on those
Mhm.
white people, and
Yeah.
it's a cool scene, like, how it's presented, but it just feels so conflicting with how, like, mild-mannered the beginning of this movie was, like, this
Mhm.
glamorized action scene where he's holding, like, an on or what kinda gun is that? A Tommy gun
Yeah.
and is mowing them down, it's like, "Oh, so badass.
There's a part of me that kind of
Rambo."
but there's a part of me that kinda wishes, like, that was the movie, you know? Like, we
Yeah.
still get that scene, but then the whole movie is, like, based around that, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, in a different context, not like,
Mhm.
"Oh, we just fought through a bunch of vampires,"
Now we killed the
nonsense.
Klan, which, I mean, I love seeing the Klan die in movies, but, it could've been cooler.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a more compelling central conflict,
Yeah.
which sounds boring. Like, we don't want vampires, but we want just white people
Mhm.
to be the conflict, but I think with what this movie was setting up, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah. But I don't know, I still had fun with it, a lot of the vampire stuff, and I still think that, they did a good job with a lot of the action scenes, especially, like, that one scene where they're kinda, like, getting ready to, like, face them off, like, that
Yeah,
that felt really hype. I was like, "Fuck, I'm into this." But
there's some cool parts, yeah, but I think this movie is really a performance carried movie.
for
I
sure,
mean,
yeah.
like I said, Michael B. Jordan, but the actor, who plays Sammy, Miles Catone, this is his first
Mhm.
acting role. and I
Damn.
think he kills it in this
Yeah.
role.
Also crazy singing voice
Yeah.
too. And Haley Steinfeld was really good in this movie too.
Yeah, she brought something interesting. I mean, do you have anything more to say as the music guy on this movie?
I mean, the music's just really good. There's I'm not super, well versed in this style of music,
Mm,
but just
folk music?
yeah.
Yeah.
But just, like, just from my music taste perspective, I just thought, yeah, it was really, really solid, and the performances were, like, honestly, you could feel like they went the extra mile to make them, like,
Mm.
really, really good.
Yeah, I felt like there was just a lot of authenticness
Mhm. For
to
sure.
all the music and, like, how, um, characters would talk to music or how they would talk about music
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
like, their relationship to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, is probably the most interesting part of the movie to me.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like, the scene we mentioned, I think that is where it, like, all culminates, and I think that's a really fascinating thing to say that, like, music kinda taps into every part of, like, your history.
Yeah. Like, even the parts of your history that aren't just, like, your life, it's, like,
Mhm.
generational, sort of.
Yeah, past, present, and future.
Mhm.
That's about all I gotta say about this movie.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. N Little overrated, but
Yeah.
still a great movie.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece if you only watch blockbusters. And then if you're someone who actually watches real movies, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is where I come
I think a
down.
lot of people are just like, "Whoa, good character writing.
Yeah.
Whoa, creative direction." Not to shit on this movie, obviously. Shit on normies.
No, it's still great.
Yeah.
I think, I definitely like these a lot more than Black Panther or Creed.
Mm. I haven't seen Black Panther, and I've only seen the most recent Creed.
And Fruitvale Station is probably his best movie.
Mm.
I'd say this is, like, a close second.
Mhm.
Anyway, though, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10.
Same. I would also give this very solid 8 out of 10.
Ooh, we finally agree.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got Final Destination: Bloodlines.
Yes.
So this is the 6th Final Destination movie after a 14-year gap since the last one,
Damn. That's
and
insane.
a sequel, but also kind of like a soft reboot for the franchise.
Mhm.
This time, I mean, it's the same kind of Final Destination,
Yeah.
death follows a group of characters concept, but this one is specifically about, like, family ties and this family that has been outrunning death for many years.
Mhm. For, like, generations.
Yeah. This was probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year because,
Oh, for sure.
me and Joshua are huge Final Destination fans. Like, this franchise was a part of our
Yeah, this is,
childhood.
like, the horror franchise that we grew up with,
Yep.
for better or for worse. But, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a very worthy follow-up to the past 5 movies that we had gotten in, like, the 2000s and early 2010s.
Yeah.
And, I really enjoyed the family aspect of it because it's one thing to watch these movies and just laugh at, like, stupid characters die in stupid ways, but, it's kinda nice when you're not when you kinda, like, care a little bit about the conflict. You can, like, actually kinda get invested in it. Sort of, like, root for the characters, wanna see them, make it out alive, even though they won't.
I mean, I wouldn't say I care too much about these characters, but they're definitely some of the most tolerable of the franchise.
I mean, it's just refreshing because, like, once you reach, like, the 3rd movie in this franchise, it just kinda becomes a thing where every character that isn't, like, the main 2 characters is just, like, completely insufferable.
Yeah, just like the piece of shit who you wanna see die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's refreshing, you know?
I think this is exactly what we needed this decade.
Mhm.
Um, it has the strengths of, like, the best of the original line of movies,
Mhm.
and it brings a lot new to the table, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just once again, it's a really good popcorn horror flick while also being just like a fun summer blockbuster kinda movie.
Yeah. And I think this movie just does what it needs to do, like, everything is pretty solid, like, the
Mhm,
deaths are, like, creative, the opening disaster, really big in scale, and
mhm.
feels like a worthy follow-up to all the ones that we've gotten in the past, and I also appreciate that this movie, like, doesn't hold back when it comes to, like, the gore,
Yeah.
it's maintaining the same level as the previous films.
Yeah, some of the best kills of the franchise. I mean, the ones that are standing out to me, it's the head smash between the garbage truck.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good. And of course, the infamous MRI scan
Yeah.
death where he's like sucked into it.
Yeah, that shit is sick. Also kinda terrifying. The piano death too
Oh,
in
yeah.
the vision. Perfect. Honestly, like, one of the funniest scenes in this whole franchise.
I was gonna say, I think this movie, out of most of the movies in this franchise, has like the best tone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's like a very clear, like dark humor within each like horror scene
Yeah,
and each kill. I mean, it's always goofy, but this one seems to really understand the tone and the audience
yeah.
that's coming to see the movie.
And, like, the characters aren't anything like these characters don't go through any like profound arcs, but I can appreciate how like they feel like they're from this decade. They feel like they're like
Yeah,
millennials, Gen Zers, without being obnoxious about it. Like it just feels like they're reacting in the way like someone our age would react if they're in this situation.
yeah, because those like original movies are the embodiment of like the 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we're kinda carrying on with that,
Hmm.
and I think the world just needs to heal a little bit, and I think Final Destination is the cure to that.
Yeah. Yeah. These movies are always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I probably should have researched this more, but I think there was no reason to stop unless they were, like, not financially like, successful anymore,
Mm.
but I always wondered why they stopped after 5, like, it had roots, it had so much potential.
I mean, 5 just had like the masterpiece ending that you
Oh,
can't,
that's true.
the plot twist of the century. So it's like, how do you follow that up? You need 14 years to think about how you're gonna follow that up.
I mean, this is the way. I
True,
mean,
yeah.
taking a new direction.
Yeah, telling a more, like, isolated story.
Yeah.
Is there another one that's coming out anytime?
There's been no announcement, but this one was very financially successful. I think it's in at least the top 15 or 20 for the year.
Damn,
So,
that's
no, yeah,
great.
it did good numbers.
Mhm,
So please give us more.
yeah. I would love this series. This is, like, one of those horror series I feel like could just go on forever
Please. Like,
if they keep just, like, coming up with new ideas.
dude, we almost had all this year. We were supposed to get a Saw movie, but that fell through. But, at least we got this one.
Yeah. Damn, when will we ever see the continuation of the Saw storyline?
I mean, we'll see it. It's with supposedly going to Blumhouse now,
Mm.
which is not a good sign
They
of
made
the future of
Whiplash.
Saw.
They made Whiplash so they can crank out another masterpiece.
They did not make Whiplash. Whiplash just distributed the movie.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh. But they're the studio b Blumhouse was the studio behind it though, right?
I'm pretty sure they just distributed it because Whiplash is an
Oh,
independent project.
okay, I see.
Anyway, though, we're getting off track.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Final Destination.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I have to say for this movie. It's just, like, a really fun horror movie that is respectful to the 5 masterpieces that came before it.
I'd also agree. It knows exactly what it is. It's made for Final Destination fans, and I can't see too many people who do like the series that would be disappointed by this one.
Yeah,
It
for
feels
sure.
true to the originals, but also, like I said,
I also feel like someone who isn't familiar with the originals could just watch this and have a
yeah,
good
this
time
is a
with it.
good jumping on point too.
Yeah.
I'd give this one a very high 7 out of 10 with a heart.
Yes, I would also give this one a 7 out of 10.
Ooh, we
So
agree again?
2 movies in a row where we agree. That's crazy.
Yeah. We need more Final Destination this year.
For sure.
All right, next up, we got 28 Years Later,
Mm.
directed by Danny Boyle. This is another big movie of the summer. Or I guess no. This is the first movie we're talking about that came out in June.
Mhm. Another continuation of a horror movie franchise from
Oh yeah, years later.
yeah.
But I mean, like the title suggests, it's picking up in this universe 28 years later and seeing how the rage virus has like evolved over
Mhm.
time. And I was very pleasantly surprised by this entry. I just marathoned, I guess I just back to back the first 2 movies. And the first movie holds up very well, I think. And there's a lot of charm to it being shot like on a very shitty digital camera.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very refreshing zombie story and take on the virus.
Mhm.
And 28 weeks later is a massive piece of shit that should be forgotten and not even called a sequel to the original.
Yeah, I mean, I came into this movie without having seen any of the previous 2.
Mhm.
I don't know if I wanna watch the second one. I'll definitely check out the first one because it's a classic at this
Second
point.
one is a biggest waste of time ever. Like when I tell people that, like I feel like they hear me out but don't really listen.
Mhm.
Like trust me, it's not worth your time.
For
But
sure.
this new one was very refreshing as well.
Mhm.
Um I was not expecting like I knew it was shot on iPhone 16s, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
No, no. iPhone 15 Pro Maxes.
Okay.
But I was not expecting the crazy camera work and
Yeah.
like anime-esque style of filmmaking that they were going
Yeah.
for.
Like, every time there's,
A
like a kill,
headshot.
yeah, like a headshot, it's crazy. Yeah, I feel like it's so funny, like, this movie I guess when I was going in, I'm like, "Oh, it's shot on an iPhone, that's really cool." So they kinda, at the start, they kinda, play it pretty, normally,
Yeah.
and they have, really honestly, some, really beautiful shots of just, nature with the iPhone.
Mm.
I feel like they kinda just established, "Okay, we can do the normal movie thing with the iPhone, but we're not gonna do it from here on out. We're gonna go crazy with it." And I actually, really appreciated that because, if you're gonna do something weird like that in the process of making a film, you might as well go all out with it.
No, seriously. It's definitely jarring at first, especially when the first kill happens.
Mhm.
Like, whoa, they're doing like the Matrix like bullet time effect. But I appreciate how ballsy it got with like how it presented
Mhm.
action and very interesting looking like wide shots of just like landscapes.
Mm,
Was really
mhm.
cool.
Yeah,
Like there's no movie this year especially that looks like this one.
for
And I
sure.
like that a lot.
Yeah, this movie has a really unique visual identity, but it's also, just really beautiful too. There's a lot of I think one that sticks out to me is the shot where they're running from the Alpha on
Oh
the
yeah.
water. You can just see, the stars in the sky, and that is just it's just, a beautiful shot because,
Mhm.
what's happening in the movie is so, intense and, high stress, but, the scenery is just, so beautiful, and it's, that conflict of it reminded me of, Nosferatu,
Mm.
where, a lot of the shots are really beautiful, but at the same time, the movie's, really dark,
Yeah.
and you're a bit scaled.
Sorry, I was chuckling because you mentioned one of the biggest like talking points of this movie.
Mhm.
28 inches later.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I I appreciate that big swing
Yeah.
of just fully having this chunky ass zombie
Bro, the fuck
with
his name
his
is the Alpha,
yeah, with the
dude.
alpha with his schlong out
Dude,
and
he's
just not even
fucking shit up,
yeah.
bro. I'm glad I found it funny that this movie had, a villain, even if it wasn't, a sentient one or,
Yeah.
a deep complex character, it had, a reoccurring villain, which is funny.
Yeah, it doesn't hold back and it'll just it throws everything at the screen, which I really appreciate.
Mhm. Yeah.
Especially for I mean, we're gonna bring up like sequels and stuff like that, but if you're gonna make like a legacy sequel to a movie, at least like change the formula up a little bit and
Yeah.
give us something that we haven't seen already with the series.
Yeah. More on, the technical aspects of this movie, the editing of this movie is, pretty insane. It wasn't what I expected, at
Yeah,
least,
super like ADHD.
yeah.
It reminded me of Crank a lot,
Yeah,
and I
for
was having a
sure.
lot of fun with that.
And I love how they splice in a bunch of, these, sort of, video clips
Mhm.
of, just, completely, not unrelated things, but things that are, completely detached from, what's going on in the actual story, and, these audio clips too.
Mhm.
And that was just, a really, I guess, creative decision that I feel really added to, the vibe of this movie, and just, the feeling of, this is, the end of the world. This, there's that dread, you know?
The world building in this one and then the first one are so strong, and I feel like that really just comes from Danny Boyle because he's
Mhm,
trying to say something about this world that's being, like, taken over by a virus, but
mhm.
also playing it into, like, a lot of the politics of the UK in our
Mm,
real world, which
I
I
see.
find really interesting,
That is really interesting.
and that is not at all present in the second piece of shit. I don't even remember who directed it, but there's no vision, no voice, and it just wants to be a generic,
Zombie movie.
yeah, military fighting the
Mhm.
zombies.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of generic zombie movie, I'm really glad this movie didn't go the generic zombie movie route for its climax,
Yeah.
which isn't like an inherently bad thing, but like the direction this movie goes is really interesting. Like the climax of this movie is much more it's like more of an emotional climax than like an actual like big action scene
Mhm.
or like defeating like a horde of zombies or whatever. And it actually like kind of got me. Like it felt like a really like well built up to moment when he puts his mom's skull on like the tower of skulls that the doctor has.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be such like a character piece movie. Like I
For
really
sure.
like how it's structured. It kind of feels like three distinct parts where it's
Yeah.
focusing on the dad first, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Mhm.
then the kid, who I thought was a really good performer,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and which you don't see in many horror movies from
Yeah,
kids. And then Jodie Comer's character, who's the mother.
yeah. And you kinda just see, like, the kids, like I feel like his arc is so, like, well put together in this
Mhm.
movie. Like, you see him go from, like, this scared boy who, like, isn't really able to fend for himself to being, like
His own
being yeah,
person.
his own person who can survive in this world.
Yeah, because you start seeing, like, through his dad and his actions, like, him hiding stuff from him and
Yeah,
seeing that it's not and not everything is put together, like, there's just this imbalance in the world and how people interact.
yeah. But it's not like I feel like the message of this movie is, like, very hopeful about, like, just carrying on
Mhm.
despite, whatever may happen, despite, like, the losses that you have to go through, that you still need to carry on, you know?
Yeah, I like how quiet it gets by, like, the final act of this movie.
Mhm.
Oh my god, what's his face? Ralph Fiennes, I think his character is really interesting.
For sure, yeah.
What I can't even remember his name, this is bad. Doctor Kelson? Yeah, he's this
Mhm.
weird doctor who lives in, like, this bone temple area.
Yeah, and he kinda just, like, preserves the bones
Mhm.
of everyone who's passed, who he's, like, interacted with.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, where the way he builds this world is so interesting to me.
Yeah. Oh, and I loved the military dude that comes in the
Yeah.
middle of the movie because it kinda introduces this concept that, like, there's parts of the world that aren't, completely run down, that
Mhm,
haven't been completely overtaken by the virus. Like, there's parts of this world where it's more close to, like, the real world, like our society, because they've been able to overcome it.
mhm.
So I thought that was just a really interesting piece of, like, world building.
Yeah, that character brought some good lightheartedness and, like, humor to the movie.
I feel like it also brought not like relatability, but it felt more like something like that's more recognizable to
Yeah.
like us, like the audience, because like a lot of the movie is spent with these characters that have lived their lives like secluded from everyone else. So just good, like a good change of pace for sure.
Yeah, I really like that, I guess, plot device kind of where they're living on an island, but there's a certain tide rise that they have to catch,
Mm-hmm.
before, like, the sun goes down.
Yeah, I think it's just like those little details that really get you invested in like this society,
Mm.
make you believe everything.
I don't know if this will make sense, but there's, like, a video game quality to this movie that it carries that the Minecraft movie doesn't.
That's cap, bro. When they were building that house to fend from the zombies, that felt like Minecraft.
I mean, just the way it's shot and how action is done in this
No,
movie,
I get what you mean for sure.
it's a lot more heightened and insane that I appreciate that a lot more.
Yeah,
And if you're gonna take chances with the visual look, I'd rather see it
yeah,
like this than in the Minecraft movie.
for sure. Oh, and there was a sorry, this isn't related to that, but
Mhm.
there was also that whole sequence in this movie with like the pregnant zombie who like gives birth to
Oh,
like
yeah.
a normal human baby. I thought that was like such an interesting thing to explore too. It's
Pregnant zombies.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like stupid, but I feel like it was so funny to see how like the CGI baby in this or like the baby in this just looked way better than the CGI baby in freaking Netflix's Squid Game. Like when this movie has like a fraction of the budget.
Oh, no, for sure. Um, I feel like you never really feel the budget in this movie.
Oh yeah. honestly, at a certain point, you don't even feel like it's shot on an iPhone.
Yeah.
You kind of just feel like you just feel that it's like a normally like really well shot movie with all the really creative and sort of experimental aspects in the camera work.
Sorry, I was just looking up an aspect. The Jimmy character, I found out something super interesting.
Mm,
That little squad that rescues him in the end.
mhm.
Their costuming is like inspired by someone who I've never heard of called Jimmy Savile,
Mm,
who was like like a known cult leader and
right.
like figure in the UK. And I don't know, just the fact that they're dressed like that
Yeah.
shows that because like by the time he was like outed as a cult leader and like abuser,
Mhm.
like the infection like had already started by the time
Mhm.
like by
In this
in
movie.
this universe,
Yeah.
yeah. But in our time, like that all that news came out, so like they're like oblivious to that fact, you know?
Oh, damn, that's like a really like cool detail.
I know.
It's like,
'Cause I was like thrown off. I was like, what is the tone right now? What is kind of happening?
yeah.
And I probably explained that really bad. But I thought that was a really neat detail to add, and it
Okay,
shows how much Danny Boyle cares about.
that definitely adds more context to the
Yeah.
ending, even though the ending is still very jarring.
Yeah. It just shows like he's really trying to say something with politics
Yeah, for sure.
and using it in this universe.
Mhm. Dude, I can't get over the ending to this movie though. It's like completely ridiculous, but I mean, at the same time, it is like sort of foreshadowed at the start,
Hmm.
with the whole opening sequence. And honestly, the movie was like so good up to this point that's like you can kind of excuse it,
Yeah.
when it has a silly little ending.
Yeah. And we're getting more. This is unfortunately another one of those setting up a trilogy
Mm,
starts for a movie.
mhm. But I feel like this trilogy, as promised, this is a very good setup.
Yeah, I'm curious to see more. The next one is not directed by Danny Boyle, or written by Alex Garland, which I'm a little worried about,
Mm,
but the third one will be.
interesting. Does he
Yeah,
just direct every other movie in this franchise?
I guess so. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's been a minute since they've collabed together on something, I'm pretty sure.
Him and Alex Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was nice to see again. They're a very good creative team.
for sure.
And is that all we got to say on this one?
Yeah, really, really, honestly, great movie. I'm definitely gonna check out the first movie now that I've seen this.
Oh, yeah, you never watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Skip over the second one, and it's just a duology at this point for right now.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd give this one also a very high 7 out of 10 with a heart,
Mhm.
and honestly, it could go up to an 8 if I watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. Honestly surprised because I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
You know, when we're recycling genres like zombies, like, I wanna see it like this.
for sure.
I don't wanna
Do
see
something
schlock.
interesting. Like, we've seen the same thing.
We don't need more World War Zs.
Honestly,
We need 28 more inches.
dude.
Anyway,
56 inches.
should be the next
Sorry, I
one.
had to do that in my head. I had to take a second to think about that one.
Dude, we were so close to being 28 years later on the dot. If he just waited till 23, or sorry, 2030, it would have been
5
perfect.
years?
Yeah.
Bro, you said we're so close to that. 5 years is not so close to that.
We were basically there. If it was gonna take this long for this movie.
When did the last one come out?
Oh, weeks?
Yeah,
2007?
10, 7. Okay, it has been a long time, but bro, 23 years for a sequel. Like at that point, it's like,
Dude, it was too perfect. It would have been too perfect.
that would have just been corny. Isn't it 28? What if it's like 28 years from the first movie?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, can't always get what you want.
I guess so. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about a few more movies in just a second. We'll be right back.
See ya.
And we're back to talk about a few more movies that have come out summertime.
Mm-hmm.
In the past 3 months, there have been 3 superhero movies that have come out.
One per month,
Yeah.
sorta.
Yeah, May, June. Oh, no, May, July, July. Anyway, we're gonna be starting with Thunderbolts, new MCU entry. Oh, boo. Oh, we're so excited.
Yay.
Yeah. And this one follows the characters that nobody gives a shit about
Yeah.
in this universe. But surprisingly, I was very pleasantly surprised by this one.
Same, same.
It kind of felt like a back to basics like formula movie for the MCU. And I don't know, I thought it was one of the more strong character driven movies,
Oh, yeah, for
which was
sure.
insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to like this movie at all.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that these characters have been in previously, so I was
Like
very
besides Bucky.
besides Bucky,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was very just like, "Okay, I don't really care, I'm just watching this to watch it," but no, yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised as well. Um, it definitely does feel like this is the first MCU movie in a long time where, like, you can feel like they tried to make an actual movie. You can feel like there was actual care put into, like, creating a film rather than a product.
No, for sure. And I think it's really carried by Florence Pugh. She's kind of been an annoying character, at least in her first few appearances, but I think they found a really interesting angle to tackle
Yeah.
her being like this big loner,
She's just depressed.
yeah, who's got nothing left and feels like she means nothing in the world.
Yeah. And obviously, like, she's an amazing actress,
Yeah,
but even the character writing too feels like a step up from, like, basically everything we've gotten from, like, Phase 4. And,
100%.
like this.
I think we're on 5 now.
Damn.
Or this was the end of phase 4. Now we're on, wait, I don't have any clue anymore.
It's
Like, even
it's
I've
too
lost
much.
track.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, this movie is about the characters that nobody really cares about,
Mhm.
but I feel like the writers knew that, and they definitely put in the work to, like, sort of make them lovable characters and make them characters we can actually, like, wanna follow.
Yeah, I like that part of the story where they're very much playing into no one really cares if these characters go,
Mhm.
but that their expendableness, like, makes them more relatable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think some of the best action they've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Their first, like, kinda clash in that bunker is really cool, like, them
Mhm.
all showing off their powers.
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't really seem like they're trying to kill each other,
Mhm.
but
Still a cool scene.
yeah, it's cool.
I think the highlight is that one take where they're all just fighting, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh, yeah, best part of the movie is Bob or Sentry or Void.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know, the bar is really low, but
He I mean, it's just interesting to have, like, a villain that's not like like, typical, like, just evil guy, you know?
no, for
Because he
sure.
plays a very, like, honestly, like, weird role in the story. Like, he's introduced in a very strange way, but he's really well characterized, and I think, like, the conclusion he gets in this story is, like, really well done and was, like, my favorite part of the movie, like, the whole climax of this movie.
I'd agree with that too, and yeah, that's definitely the standout scene of the movie.
Mhm.
It not being just like a stupid army versus an army,
Yeah.
more being like character focused
Yeah. Kinda
and
like 28 Years Later,
yeah. No,
for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah, really good one take and very good stunts in that scene
Yeah.
particularly.
I feel like though, like, there's still a bit of like, I don't even know what to call it. I can praise these things about this movie, but it's not like this movie's doing anything like crazy, you know? It's more so like it's a solid movie, but sometimes I question whether my opinion of it is like heightened because of, what we've been getting for the past few years and how this is compared to that.
No, I've been saying that too. It's just the bar that low that what I would have considered just like mediocre looking like quality because everything else has
Mhm.
been so bad that they've been giving us.
Yeah, there is a part of me that's like, am I just praising it because it has actual character arcs and actual
Mhm.
like emotional stakes? But when I watched this movie, I was very satisfied with, like, I think it handled everything pretty well, even if it isn't anything life changing or anything too crazy.
Yeah. I would much rather take the bare minimum
Mhm.
than slop and poop. It's
For
refreshing
sure.
once in a while.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you kind of about the marketing surrounding this movie. Did you see that trailer where they were very much pushing the fact that the creative team had all worked on A24 movies?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see that trailer? Okay, well, there's a very silly edited trailer where they're just highlighting like, oh, this guy who was the cinematographer
Mhm.
also worked on The Green Knight. These were the writers of, I think it said like Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just like saying like, oh, this is a real movie. Look who we got.
I mean, hey, they did make a real movie, so at least they weren't lying.
I thought that was the silliest thing ever. Like, because at the end of the day, it's a real movie in the context of it being just another MCU movie.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, it's interesting you bring up the marketing because I feel like this movie wasn't marketed that heavily, like, I didn't really see
Mhm.
much hype for it. I feel like discussion-wise, everyone kinda just had, like, the same opinion, like,
Yeah.
whoever saw it was like, "Yeah, it was solid."
Yeah. And then there was another interesting marketing tactic that they had. Like, after the movie was released, very quickly, they started advertising this movie as the new Avengers.
Mhm.
And you saw it after that, right?
Yeah. I don't think I saw that advertisement, though,
Oh, you
when I
didn't see
watched
it?
it, no.
Interesting.
So it was a surprise when the title dropped at the end of the movie.
I don't know. I don't really have much thoughts on like that angle of the story,
Mhm.
but especially since there's an actual Avengers movie coming out so soon.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we'll see. I mean, like, the fact that they even, like, included that, like, means, like, maybe they got a plan. You know, maybe they're cooking.
maybe.
I feel like right now it doesn't feel as directionless as, like, Phase 4 did.
I definitely agree with that. Like the end credit scene being a tease of Fantastic Four, like
Mhm.
it feels like we're back in phase one, phase two kind of era.
Where it doesn't need to be doing, like, crazy stuff and
Yeah.
the like, something that just isn't.
Yeah, introducing something that's never built on ever
Yeah.
again. Like
Just play it
many
safe, like,
yeah,
just tease the thing that we know is coming.
yeah, like many of the movies in this phase and the last phase where they tease something and you know that shit's never coming back. We're never gonna see Harry Styles again.
Yeah.
We're never gonna see Hercules or whoever they teased at Thor.
I don't even remember. It's just too much to keep track of too when they're introducing one thing, but then that doesn't come out for years, and a bunch of things come out in between the thing when the thing that's introduced comes out later. Like,
Yeah.
it's just too much.
That's what I was really worried about, with Thunderbolts is that it was gonna be another one of those, like, homework movies where you had to see
Mhm.
Black Widow
Yeah.
and the Captain
Because
America show.
all these characters were from, like,
Yeah.
those or a majority of them were from, like, other existing Marvel properties, but, you know, as someone who didn't do their homework, I can confirm that it was not a homework movie. Like, I was still able to enjoy this story on its own as its own thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
I still am of the belief that this is still the lamest lineup of characters they could have ever chosen. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Thunderbolts, but I've just looked up, like, oh, who's been in the lineup, and
Yeah.
they've had people like Red Hulk
Mm,
and
mhm.
Taskmaster, and at least that would have been oh, wait, no, Taskmaster was in this movie, but then got bopped.
Yeah.
But at least someone more interesting than just, like, another super soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's what Bob is, but he's not really
He's unique.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was
The
gonna point
super side of him is not the most present.
yeah. I was gonna point that out, like, yeah, this really is, like, the weakest, lamest lineup of heroes, but there's, like, a charm to that, because the fact that the movie is still able to, you know, make it work, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a good, like, self-referential line where she's like, "Oh, do we all just punch and shoot?"
Yeah.
So it's clear that they understand what they're working with.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of characters though, like, Ghost could have easily been cut out of this movie, it
Oh,
would
yeah.
made no difference.
Really didn't have much to do.
Yeah, I don't like, David Arbor's character,
Really.
Red Guardian, I think he's really annoying.
I didn't mind him. I thought he was fine.
Like, he's just, "Oh, it was so funny, he's Russian and he yells a
He has an
lot."
accent, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked, the other dude. I forgot his name.
John Walker?
Yeah, John Walker.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really have an arc, but he's just, like, you know, plays a pretty good role in the story and is, like, a decently well-written character.
Yeah. I found, the villain Valentina, her appearances before to be just kind of annoying, but
Mhm.
I think it's a really interesting angle they take with her this time where she's
Mhm.
just kinda playing everyone,
Yeah.
and I don't know, her dynamic with the rest of the characters is really good,
Yeah.
especially how she kinda, like, manipulates Bob.
Mhm. And honestly, like, manipulates the whole story to
Y
where she doesn't really, like, lose in the end,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah, it's good to see the grounded conflict feel like an actual feel like there's weight
Yeah.
to it. Because I feel like in so many, especially Marvel movies, superhero movies, where there's, like, kind of a B villain,
Mhm.
it's just, like, the most annoying part of
Like,
the movie.
I feel like, yeah, we had gone to a point where, like, this the space and wacky stuff is, like, so much more interesting than all the human stuff. I feel like this movie did a good job sort of bringing it back to basics. I guess,
Yeah.
like, showing people, like, okay, this universe can be interesting even if it's not doing some, like, wacky sci-fi shit.
Yeah. And I think the biggest example of that was Captain America that also came out this year,
Mm, mhm.
which is the most forgettable middling entry, and it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just so throwaway,
Mm,
and I can barely remember anything about that one.
yeah. I did not see it. Those trailers did not make it look good at
Not
all.
missing much. Yeah, Marvel politics, not the best part of these movies.
For sure.
I guess that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've told you this. Do you know who was originally supposed to play Bob?
Who?
Steven Yeun.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That would've been really interesting,
Yeah.
but
I'm trying to visualize it now, and I can't see it.
yeah.
If
I
he was
think 'cause
rocking the same do.
the actor they chose for this, like, he has a completely different vibe
Yeah.
and, like, look to him. So that would've been something. But nah, he can't waste his time on MCU shit.
No.
He's gotta do real movies.
He was stuck in Walking Dead jail for a long time,
Yeah,
so
we can't go back to corporate schlock
yeah.
jail.
Nope. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Mhm.
You?
That's all.
Okay.
You can do ratings.
Give this one a light 6 out of 10.
Mm,
Very solid.
yeah,
Like, there's not much to complain about.
same. I give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Like,
7?
I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Not much to say other than that.
Yeah. And then we got the next MCU entry, Fantastic Four: The First Steps.
Mhm.
And this is a completely separate to, like, the universe we've been following. This is, like, in its own space,
Yeah.
which is one of the most refreshing parts to me because, like we mentioned with Thunderbolts, there's no homework to do.
Yeah, for
Like, this is
sure.
a new space and, like, new group of characters to follow.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, you can really feel that this isn't the same Earth as, like,
Yeah.
the MCU. Like, the aesthetics of this movie, I think, are really cool. It's going for this, like, sort of, like, retro futurism type thing,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I feel like the fact that this movie has, like, a defined aesthetic, like, that feels like such, like, a bare minimum thing, but, like, the fact that Marvel's actually, like, putting in the effort to, like, try to create some iconography is, like, I can appreciate that. But, yeah, you can really feel how this is, like, different. Just even, like, the tone too. It doesn't have, like, I guess that standard MCU, like, quip machine vibe
Yeah.
that, like, infests all the humans in the normal world of the MCU for some reason.
Yeah, this was another very refreshing movie, and it's weird when we talk about any of this because it just feels so backhanded, but this is, like, the 4th attempt at a Fantastic Four,
Mhm.
iteration on screen, and it's finally a Fantastic Four iteration that's, like, worth something and
Mhm.
that I'd wanna see again on screen,
Yeah.
because as anyone who's seen the other movies knows, it's just been a bad go around with these characters, and sometimes disastrous, like we saw 10 years ago with Fant Four Stick.
Damn, that was a decade ago?
Yep.
Fuck, bro, I'm getting old. I remember when I was a kid and that movie was, like, a big deal when it was coming out.
Yeah, that's, like, the biggest, most, like, notable corporate failures of all time, and I think it's hilarious. I watched it the day before I saw this new one.
I watched after we watched this one, I
Mm.
watched, like, a scene from it. There's a scene where they get their powers, and low key, I saw the vision.
Mm.
Like, it was not good, but I kinda saw the vision.
Yeah.
It was still very funny. But yeah, I'm glad this is another solid entry in the MCU. I feel like if this movie, like, was bad, like, that would have been really bad for the MCU as a whole.
No, for
Because like,
sure.
they're really riding on audiences loving these characters like they did with, like, Captain America and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Iron Man and stuff,
'Cause they're
so
supposed to be super important with the next Avengers movie,
yeah.
and I just wanna say I'm, like, a low-key Fantastic Four fan.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I thought all of these characters and the actors chosen were very good picks, and I'd say that was mine and, like, everyone's biggest worry was
Mhm.
the casting choices, but I thought everyone fit the role. I'd say Pedro Pascal was probably my biggest worry
Mhm.
because, like me and Coven talked about in the last episode, he's just been thrown into every single project
Yeah.
imaginable. But he was bringing something really new for the MCU and for this character.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a character that just, like, means business
No,
all the
seriously.
time. I guess they were so scared of doing that for a while, because like, I guess that was kinda like Thor for, like,
Oh, yeah.
this his first few movies, but it's kinda like a refreshing change of pace now that we get it again. I just think, they play it really safe with the characters
Mhm.
in this movie. They don't really go through any, like, crazy arcs or anything, but I think what this movie does well is to just set them up and make you get invested in them
Yeah.
and like them, as both as individual characters and, like, as a team.
Yeah, I'd say there's only, like, not even an arc, but I think Johnny Storm has probably the most interesting journey as a
In this movie,
character,
yeah.
but even if there's no, like, overall arc for each of these characters, I think the drama is very well realized and,
Mhm.
like, the familial aspect
Yeah,
of
you
it.
can really feel that they're, like, very close with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, and more on Johnny, I feel like he was my biggest worry going in because I knew he was gonna be, like, the comic relief type character,
Mhm.
but honestly, like, they handled him really well. He wasn't even, like, I feel like compared to your average, like, MCU, like, character like him, he wasn't even, like, that quippy or that unserious.
I feel like, yeah, the characters in Thunderbolts were quippier than Johnny was in this
Yeah,
movie.
but he still fulfills his role as, like,
Mhm.
being more light, bringing more levity to, like, the dynamic of these characters.
No, for sure, and, I think, yeah, like, carrying on this trend with Thunderbolts, I think they find a new angle and, like, new conflict that feels refreshing, like,
Mm,
with Silver Surfer and Galactus.
mhm.
It doesn't just feel like the generic superhero movie route.
Yeah, and it's just, like, a really, like, really wacky adventure,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I guess my view of the Fantastic Four wasn't the best just because of, their track record when it comes to movies, but honestly, this movie did a really good job at showing, like, not just that they're, like, cool, but they're cool in, like, a very unique way, They go on these, like, sort of crazy, like, high concept sci-fi adventures. I feel like that's something, like, the MCU needs right now, especially with Guardians being, like, I guess, like, over.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, every Fantastic Four iteration or, like, big screen movie has really not focused on, like, the space and, like, travel aspect,
Mhm.
or scientist aspect as heavily, and that was very nice to see with this one. Like, I think those are some of the most engaging
Yeah.
sequences is
I
when
mean,
they're
that whole middle
going through
portion,
space.
yeah, when they travel through space to see Galactus, like,
Yeah.
that was, like, my favorite part of the whole movie. It's really engaging. Little space chase with
Yeah, like,
those.
I don't even need to see anything like that flashy on screen.
Mhm,
I appreciate a good spectacle,
mhm.
good use of effects, and it doesn't need to be like a massive, big scale fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kinda gives me, like, Star Wars, Star Trek vibes.
Yeah.
This definitely feels more like a sci-fi movie than, like, a superhero movie in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
which is nice, I really think the Galactus conflict is, like, it's the first time I feel like a lot of the villains in past, like, in recent MCU movies have felt so, like, lame, you know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it's
just
just like,
utter throwaway.
yeah, it's just like, okay, it's another evil guy number 2, but this guy, like, Galactus just feels like he just has, like, such a dominating force, and I feel like, okay, this is, like, an actually, like, cool villain. I don't have a better word to describe it, it's just like,
No, yeah, he's a presence, and I think it was a perfect casting choice with Ralph Ineson.
Mhm.
It's the perfect voice, and you can just hear it with those booming audio, like, tweaks that they do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I'd say how this movie wraps up is where it kind of devolves into the typical MCU thing.
Mhm.
Like, it's not the most engaging thing in the world. It's kind of just there's a conflict, we're just trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's a sacrifice.
But then the sacrifice is, like, reversed,
Yeah.
so everything's happy. Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't feel as, like, creative as, the movie had been previously, but I still thought it was pretty solid, and, like, there were enough stakes, to
Yeah.
keep it engaging.
If anything, I felt like there were just things that were underdeveloped with the movie,
Mm,
like Silver Surfer for sure.
yeah.
And there was definitely a few scenes cut from the beginning that kinda establishes them more because it's
Mhm.
told through, like, a montage,
Yeah.
and I think they could have used some more before they just skip to them being like, "Oh, they're the notable heroes in this
I
timeline."
really wish there was an opening scene where we see them, like, actually fight something.
Yeah.
I feel like that would've really benefited their introduction, and then we get the montage after.
Yeah, we kinda just see, like, a
Time
powers, like, showcase, and
Yeah.
then we're here with the characters. Hmm.
Yeah. But, I mean, this movie is pretty long too, and they had a lot of ground to cover, so, honestly, like, I don't know if audiences could have stomached, like, a longer cut of this movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's still that aspect of this franchise that they have to keep in mind, where it's like they have to appeal to, the general audience.
Yeah, and that's, like, the its biggest fault too, like, at the end of the day, it's just another Marvel property,
Mhm.
and as much as there's areas where, it'll shine and, like, show something new, like,
Mhm.
it's always gotta return back to its roots.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of narrative potential to end off, like, more tragic than it
Mhm.
really does because this is, like, its own contained world,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
I really thought they were gonna, do some, multiverse shit, in the end to defeat him,
Yeah.
and I thought that would've been a really interesting way to sort of, um, handle the conflict. But at the same time, we're just getting introduced to these characters, so I think it's fine that we get, a very,
Contained thing.
yeah, contained thing that ends on a good note. Because the whole point is, okay, we, like these characters, we think they're cool, and we think they're competent. I wouldn't wanna see them get, defeated the first time they're on screen.
I guess you're right.
I don't think that would send the best message to
Yeah,
people
it
about
wouldn't set up these characters very well if they just got bodied in their first solo outing.
Yeah, for sure.
But out of like any characters from recent Marvel, like I want to see these ones again,
Oh,
which I can't say about many.
yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of a single other character that has been recently introduced that I want to see more of.
I think it's just because these are,
Maybe Shang-Chi.
maybe. I feel like, I don't know, Marvel kinda ran out of, A-list superheroes to, adapt into
Mhm.
movies for a while. I feel like this is, the first time in a bit where we've had, a superhero franchise that, people kinda recognize.
Yeah,
So I guess that's kinda playing a big role into it.
because yeah, like when we were talking about Thunderbolts, like we started branching off into things that I'm just not familiar with, like
Mm,
Sentry.
mhm.
Who the fuck is that?
It's nice to see some. But, I mean, it's also, it's a cool thing when you have no idea, this character is just so random, but you're able to sort of connect with it, even if you don't have, that prior context.
That's what I thought too, but the shows especially say otherwise.
I mean, the shows are schlock. So, I mean, I just really think that this movie and Thunderbolts are kind of just a sign of hope that maybe they can lock in and make decent movies.
Yeah, it's restored some of my confidence in this franchise, and I definitely am curious to see where it goes because they tease the end of the movie. They tease our boy Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
as Doctor Doom.
Which will be a whole discussion whenever that shit comes out.
Yeah, that's pretty far away. Anyway, I don't know. It seems like we're running out of things to say with this
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, I feel like a lot of what you can say about this movie is what we already said about Thunderbolts.
Honestly, yeah, it's interchangeable.
Yeah. They're both just very solid MCU movies that feel like they have actual care put into them.
Yeah.
There was actual like vision from like, a real movie for it.
Which is such a sad thing that it's come to this point where we're rewarding things that we would just pass off.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll take it.
Yeah. Still a lot to enjoy in both these movies for sure.
Yeah. And I give same rating, 6 out of 10. But I do like this one more than Thunderbolts.
I would give this one the same rating as how I rated Thunderbolts, which is another 7 out of 10.
Yep.
Good, solid superhero movie.
Okay, no more Marvel. Moving on.
To DC.
Last movie we're talking about. Yeah.
Superman 2025 James Gunn film. That's sort of, I guess, restarting the DC universe.
Mhm.
It's the DCU now
Yes.
instead of the DCEU.
DCU.
Ew, that shit's gross. Yeah, this is the I guess first movie in this. I'm kind of confused because
Yeah.
apparently Blue Beetle is coming back for this universe.
It's very confusing, but this is the first movie in James Gunn's universe, but his Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Blue Beetle are canon
in this universe.
to this universe.
Yeah.
And then Joker and the Batman are
separate.
Are considered Elseworlds content. But they still exist within the canon, I guess, of this new universe.
But they're not in the same.
But they're not in the same universe. Yeah.
Okay. That's so stupid, but I don't blame James Gunn for doing this shit. He was not given the best cards. He was not dealt the best cards. He's making the best out of it.
It was time to hit the reset button.
Yeah. And honestly, James Gunn cooked. This is like, not even joking, probably one of my favorite superhero movies I've ever seen. I really, really enjoyed this one.
Nice. Yeah, I also really enjoyed this one, and I feel like similar to our thoughts on the past two Marvel movies, like it's just very refreshing to see, especially this iteration or this character of Superman given a good iteration after the Snyderverse.
Oh my god.
And how unfaithful and just dour that version of the character was.
It's kind of the same thing for me with Thunderbolts, where like I was not at all excited. I mean, I was very curious to see how this movie would handle Superman, but I was not at all like invested in Superman. I'd not really think that highly of him as a character, but
me neither.
Honestly, like I think what this movie, the best thing this movie has done, just in general, is sort of show people like me who don't really care about Superman that Superman is like a really cool hero and that he's goated.
Yeah, I think in terms of writing, he really excels in like the drama part of Superman's character.
Yeah.
And like how oh my god, how am I forgetting the city? Metropolis? Yeah, how Metropolis sees Superman, and especially his relationship with Lois, I think, is the strongest part of the movie.
For sure. I mean, it's like so lame in BVS or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't seen Man of Steel, but like, yeah, in this movie, it's very well fleshed out. You can feel like actual chemistry, and you can feel that Lois Lane has an actual like stake in the story. You know,
yeah,
there's a reason for her to be here.
Yeah, things feel palpable and not just like the most formulated gross thing in the world.
Yeah. And I think like honestly, like a standout scene in the whole movie was just the whole like mock interview they were doing together. Yeah. I felt like that was such like a subtly creative way to like put exposition in the movie, you know, show sort of where these two characters stand when it comes to like their circumstances in the world, but also the circumstances of like their relationship and like what they are like to
Mhm.
one another.
Yeah. Um, I think everything with Superman is very strong, and I think where this movie falls a little flat is just everything outside of him.
Mm,
This movie's trying to do a lot at once. It's trying to
yeah.
reestablish this character for people, tell his this version of the story,
Mhm.
but also introduce this new universe
Yeah.
and set up an entire world of like superheroes that already exist.
Mhm.
And I think for the most part, he balances it well, but there's just like a few areas and underdeveloped characters
Mhm.
that kind of like stain this movie.
Yeah. And I can definitely see that perspective, but I guess it wasn't as big of a deal for me because I just feel like they did such a good job at like sort of establishing this world and like creating like so many different just like aspects of it
Mhm.
that make it feel like okay, like this is, like a world of superheroes. It's not just like Superman's story. It's
Yeah.
part there's you can feel like the greater context to everything. And that part of it I really appreciated because we get like characters like Mr. Terrific, who like I didn't even know existed before, but
Yeah.
like became like, at least for me, one of my favorite characters in the movie because he just has like he's just a character that exists in the world that has like a big role in the story.
Oh yeah, baller scene. And I really like that actor. I probably should have looked up their name, and I'd like to see that character again.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, this is the first superhero movie in a long time that felt just very comic booky.
Hmm.
So that side of it, I do appreciate that it's not just this one singular character. Like it's a world
Yeah.
that he's kind of existing in,
Hmm.
and he's not like just the centric piece. Like he's just a pawn in this big game.
Yeah. But still
And
very much feels like a Superman
yeah,
movie. I
I mean,
really do like the comic booky sort of feel to this movie. It makes
yeah.
the action like it gives the action like a bounce to it. I don't know how else to describe it, where it feels like a little cartoony, but in a way that's kind of like charming.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the energy feels like more heightened than what you would see in other superhero movies,
Hmm.
but it also feels very true to the genre.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say aside from Christopher Reeves, I think this is probably one of my favorite Superman portrayals. I
Mm-hmm.
think David Cornsweet is really good.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think he's like very good at like portraying like the softer side of Superman
Hmm.
and his like very empathetic, like his naively empathetic mindset towards things that like is both like a weakness but also like one of his like greatest strengths, you know?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just has a very good like visual look as the character too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
not like
yeah, for sure.
too muscly like Henry Cavill
Yeah.
or too much of a plank of wood like him.
Yeah. I think he also like really humanized like Clark Kent
Yeah.
because I mean, God, he's just in the Snyderverse. Like Clark Kent is the most like just nothing character.
Detached
Yeah,
person ever, like actual alien.
who commits genocide,
Yeah.
who destroys cities. But yeah, I mean, fucking Superman in this movie saves a squirrel from falling rubble, which
Yeah.
is like I just want to stand up and cheer.
Yeah, we're both not even Superman, like, purists or anything, but even people who are unfamiliar with this character know his general, like, vibe
Hmm.
and, like, what the character stands for,
Yeah,
and it's very nice to be returning to that
hmm,
instead of the portrayal that Zack Snyder was
yeah.
giving us.
And honestly, like, yeah, it's cool in concept to have like it's Superman, but it's morally questionable, and he's very like stoic, and
Yeah.
this world is dark. But like, dude, I just want like a hopeful Superman that makes me like want to be a better person. That is actually like inspiring because I
Yeah.
feel like that's what superheroes are about.
Mhm.
And we've kind of lost the plot in these recent years. But I'm glad this movie is sort of like bringing us back to like basics.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a sense of, like, real emotion in a long time from a
Hmm.
superhero movie, and honestly, it's mostly from James Gunn movies where
For
I feel
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Because I think he just understands this genre and how to handle this kind of filmmaking very well.
Yeah. And there's just, like, very human quality to his, like, style, I feel like. Like, he's very like, just speaking from, like, what I've seen in this movie and, like, the Guardians movie, like, there's, like, an almost, like, sort of, like, theatrical, like, where it's, like, things are very, like, eccentric
Mhm.
and they feel very quirky, but at the same time, it allows, like, the very human elements of these stories to shine,
Yeah.
which is, like, very it makes these movies it allows you to, like, connect with these movies a lot more
Yeah,
than,
and
like
then when it goes, like, super out there, it never feels super out there, it never feels, like, too cartoony,
Yeah.
and I think that sticks out the most with, Nicholas Hoult as Lex
Mhm.
Luthor, who is just chewing up the scenery,
Oh my god,
but
yeah.
I think he works really well for this character, and it's
Yeah.
clear he understands the script and, like,
Yeah.
the tone that, um, this movie's going for.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, like, the last thing I'd seen him in was Nosferatu,
Oh, yeah.
where it's, like, such a different performance. So, like, knowing he was gonna be Lex Luthor, I was kinda, like, not worried, but very interested to see, like, okay, what is this gonna look like? But, no, he did a great job, honestly, and I think he was a very, very solid first villain for this, like, whole universe
Yeah.
as well. And I like how he's, like, the complete opposite of Superman. He's kinda like not like a foil, but he's someone who has built himself up from purely based on, his own work. He wasn't born with any of the things that make him like a formidable force,
Yeah.
And even in his mindset, like the way he views things is just so like
Black and white.
black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just has a big brain and he's a D1 hater,
Mhm.
just hating nonstop and memorizing all of his
Yeah.
moves.
And it's really fun to see that like play out on screen
Mhm.
and like just how insane he goes. But it's also really satisfying to see like Superman come in and sort of just explain to him why he's wrong in that one scene, which I thought was like, I don't know, just like such a well written scene where Superman kind of just explains to him that like he's human too, that he like goes through the same struggles that everyone else does, even though he has like these godlike powers.
Mhm. I also really enjoyed we mentioned Mr. Terrific. He's honestly probably the highlight of this movie.
Mm.
I like Nathan Fillion a lot as this Green
Oh yeah.
Lantern. I think Guy Gardner.
Hmm.
Yeah. He's super cool. But I think the one who's given the least to work with is probably Isabella Merced's Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
She's kind of thrown in there, but
And
she's there.
we'll definitely get more expansion on that character and probably the whole Justice Gang
Yeah.
in later movies. Which is why I don't really mind the I guess the more underdeveloped aspects of this movie
Mhm.
because I feel like the parts that are really developed are really good and the parts that aren't like it doesn't really take away from my enjoyment. It's just like something that's like, oh, okay, that'll probably be more expanded upon
Mhm.
later down the line.
It doesn't take anything away from the quality of the movie to me. I just think he does go the extra mile to highlight a lot of things.
Mhm.
So it just feels like not that it's weighing the rest of the movie down, but it just feels like it's kind of being dragged along with everything
Mm.
else.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's not a big complaint that I have, but I definitely noticed it.
Mhm. For
Um,
sure.
but I think this movie still has a good flow. Like
Yeah.
it as much as it's doing, I'm always kind of engaged with what's happening and interested to see where it goes.
Mhm. For sure. I think the music choices in this movie are pretty good too.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
the James Gunn is always just good at using like licensed music
Mhm.
perfectly. And this movie is like very sparing with it. Like it's not like Guardians. But yeah, I just think the choices they have were really well done.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention that with Fantastic Four, but that's definitely one of my favorite parts of that movie
Mm.
is the music composition.
Mhm.
But with Superman, I thought they did something really interesting by kind of remixing and reincorporating the original like 70s movie score.
Mhm. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
John Williams, bro. You're supposed to know about like all music.
Dude, I know who John Williams is.
You're supposed to know that he did the score for that movie too.
I did not know that. Dude, that's more like film knowledge than music knowledge.
Yeah.
TBH.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Also, another thing I would like to bring up, obviously we don't have to go into detail, but I appreciate that this movie has very relevant political commentary
Oh yeah.
that doesn't feel shoved in and actually like flows into the story really well. And yeah.
Yeah, it feels timely, and I think if you're gonna do that with any character, you should do it with Superman, who
Yeah.
just feels like the embodiment of like a figure that's
Stands for peace.
standing for peace and everything we should have in this country,
Mhm.
but we don't because we don't live in a fictional world.
Yeah.
We live in a real world where we don't have a Superman.
Yeah.
We have like 10 Lex Luthors that run the world.
For real, dude. I can just like applaud James Gunn for being so on the nose with it too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I heard he's suing. Actually, I don't even know if that was true. I just read that he was suing a certain administration for sort of interpreting things. I'm trying to be vague here.
Yeah.
Sort of interpreting things the wrong way.
Oh,
And
did
doing,
someone rage because they thought they were being like satirized or commentated on?
well, a certain leader just like posted like a graphic of them as Superman. Like it was like the
Oh,
poster. Yeah.
I did see
So
that.
someone did that, and yeah, I read that he's suing them over that. I'm not sure if that was true, but if he is, that's baller.
Yeah, that's this side of the movie though is the extra mile that I do appreciate
Hmm.
that he took.
And it just like the fact that it works so well in the story too
Mhm,
is like what like really makes it for me.
mhm.
Because like it's one thing to have political commentary that's on the nose, but it like that aspect of it is like kind of annoying. But here it just feels like it makes sense, you know. This movie would have that sort of messaging going
Yeah. Seeing this in contrast with the Captain America movie is really funny
on.
because it's like a baby's understanding of politics
Mhm.
versus like a middle schooler's understanding of politics.
I'd say
Not
like
that
a
I wouldn't say James Gunn
I'd say
has
like a college student,
okay,
not a middle schooler.
maybe I'm being a little harsh. I'm not saying James Gunn doesn't understand politics. I'm just
It's more
saying,
just like in the context of like a superhero movie,
yeah,
you know.
like he's doing more than most would,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that's why the gun is the goat.
Gunn is the GOAT. I don't have much else to say. It's just really, really, really good movie.
Yeah, I think it's everything someone could ask for with a summer blockbuster,
Mhm.
and it's one of the strongest superhero movies we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah.
And unlike the past two we just talked about, I am really looking forward to the rest of this universe
Mhm.
and what else he decides to give us.
Yeah. Like this is what I feel like this is the first movie where I've like understood the superhero hype.
Yeah.
Because I think all my other favorite superhero movies are more like self-contained. But this is the first one that I've like really connected with that's part of like a larger universe.
Mhm.
So yeah. Also very excited to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah, Supergirl, directed by Craig Gillespie,
Mm.
who directed Cruella.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
we got a banger coming through, I'm sure.
We'll see.
Yeah. But I like the casting.
Mhm.
Millie Alcock is really good in House of the Dragon.
Mm.
Yeah. One last thing I do gotta say, hot take. I don't fuck with crypto.
Bro, what?
I sound like the king of no fun this episode, but like,
What
just,
did bro do?
dude, just the dog shtick to me is not that funny or not that charming. Like, it's just, oh, he's a dog, but he's a superhero.
I guess, but he's the homie, dude. He's
Ah,
he just pulls through whenever they need him.
I know this might seem very out of character. Like anyone who knows me, I love dogs,
Mm.
but just, when they're used this way in movies, I don't like it.
Bro, Crypto was a G. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, we could have done without crypto, honestly.
Actually, he's gonna be more developed when he gets his own movie in like 10 years. So don't even worry about it.
Yes.
Your
Crypto
complaint will
Dog
be
movie.
null and void once this universe gets going.
You should watch the Super Pets movie and come back to me about how much you love
I'm
crypto.
not watching that shit.
Why not?
Is that part of like the any DC universe, or was that
Nah,
just
it's
like
just its own stupid baby thing.
okay?
That was released during the era where The Rock was like trying to take over the DC
Oh
universe.
yeah, I'm not too well informed on like that whole thing, but
Oh, that was such a funny era.
I've seen like in my YouTube recommended like hour-long video essays on
Yeah.
that one topic. So I'll definitely see what's going
I
on
mean,
there.
not to get too off topic, but I can just say that The Rock had his own movie as Black Adam, and of course, with his big movie star ego, he was like, "Okay, the hierarchy of this universe is about to change." With this real quote from him, and he tried to make himself the main character and everything, and basically reframe the DC universe around Black Adam.
Black Adam, everyone's favorite superhero.
Yeah, not even a superhero. You know, he was like really riding the fact that he's not like a superhero, but he's not a villain. He's just like his own
He's
thing.
in a middle place between hero and villain.
And they also tease him at the end of Super Pets. And like they tease like a dog version of him too.
Oh my god. So stupid.
Funny era. The DC universe has had so many funny eras that
Yeah.
we talked about. I mean, of course, the Flash
Oh my
era, Ezra Miller,
god. Aquaman era. Wonder Woman era.
Funny times.
Funny times. I'm glad we're past that though, because like, my god, I couldn't stand like another DC movie come out and it's shit again. It's like the same story every time. Like a new DC movie, it's bad. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, even when all that was happening, like James Gunn would still drop bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Suicide Squad.
really like the Suicide Squad.
That was a great movie.
And I feel like Marvel, when it was at its worst, like he was still dropping off Guardians, and that would always be refreshing.
So
yeah, but
it's this universe is in his hands.
No, seriously. I don't know why it took this long to have someone competent like running it, but here we are, a decade later. Anyways, though, Superman, I would give a pretty solid 8 out of 10.
And I would give Superman a solid 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Honestly, like my favorite movie of the year so far, which I would never expect a superhero movie to be, but here we are. Really enjoyed it.
That is very out of character for you.
Yeah. I fucked with it, bro.
But you know what? This movie did something. It changed superhero movies for you.
It did. No, it didn't.
No.
Okay, I've always held the opinion that like superhero movies can be good if they're just good movies.
Yeah.
And this movie was just a good movie. So,
yeah,
point proven.
Before we end, I'm going to drop another hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I think, at least in my lifetime, I will not see 2 better depictions of Superman or Batman ever. I think these are like the definitive versions, like in my mind at least.
Like Robert Pattinson and
David Cornsweet.
Okay. Yeah. You prefer Pattinson over Christian Bale?
Yeah.
I haven't seen those movies, but I'm just asking.
I feel like that was a hot take initially when the movie first came out, but I stayed strong on that opinion. I think Pattinson. He embodies that character the most. And I think David Cornsweet does too.
Yeah. I think people just didn't know that Robert Pattinson had the sauce until that movie. Like it became a more well-known fact after that movie. I feel like that movie has had a very like subtle presence in just like the culture, like the Batman, just over time. So I think people are just more. They see the vision now.
Yeah,
its staying power has like shown. You know.
Yeah, we're finally getting part 2. Not this year or next year, but 2027. But they're finally going to start shooting it next year.
Wait, when the first one came out like 22, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm sure they're cooking. So.
Oh yeah. I trust what they got going. Penguin's really good.
I gotta watch the Penguin.
Matt Reeves, another good director to have honing these projects. So,
For
yeah,
sure.
there's good things going with the DC universe,
Yeah.
which it didn't seem like
It's not all hopeless.
yeah, it didn't seem like that was happening for a long time.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That was our catch up on, like,
Mhm.
every notable, like, spring, summer release.
Yeah.
Some more movies we're gonna talk about soon,
Mhm.
and music, hopefully, too,
Yeah. Or maybe
'cause
we
our
should
last music discussion was a blunder.
I feel like every time we have, like, a good music discussion, the you know what happens.
The Universe Strikes is
Yeah.
not in our favor.
No, yeah, we'll definitely be talking about music.
But, yeah, we'll be back for more before the summer's over.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Any last words?
Um, watch Superman, even though most people already have. And if you didn't like it, you should watch it again because you'll get it eventually.
Chicken jockey!
Bye.
Chicken jockey!